PTA Chapter 1067, Huntsville, Alabama.
So he's a player, okay?
Now, my name is Sam, as Mike mentioned. Last name is Scruggs. I'm involved with you guys in a lot of different ways. Y'all remember the picture that was in the Redstone Rocket? When y'all had together in the commissary area? Y'all remember that?
It's coming up pretty soon.
You remember that?
Yes.
Y'all remember seeing me there?
Oh, yes.
One of y'all, two of y'all said, well, okay, let me just picture this for you guys. Okay. In the PS, had a ceremony in honor of the Vietnam veterans. And I'm out there, and I see these three guys. So I'm like, can I take a picture with y'all? So somebody ran around and got a camera. And at the end, I gave my camera. And they took a couple pictures. And then these guys out of nowhere just kept coming. Vietnam veterans dressed just like you guys. And they kept getting in the picture. Bigger and bigger and bigger. So I got a run through of the time they took a picture of me with 3 Vietnam veterans to what you saw in the rocket. Big pictures, probably 30 people in the picture. And we tried to get a certain amount of you guys to kneel down. And somebody said, oh, that's not bad. That's
trying to get up.
Not a good idea.
That's all a nice one. Tell everybody what you said. Go.
Who's going to help us up?
So I'm involved in that way, and a number of other ways. I got a pastor from my hometown in here. Raise your hand, pastor. Okay. So let me go through, because Mike told me I can only have 2 minutes.
You can have 3 to 5.
So to get to the thing that may be the most important to you guys, and the different roles I have, is what I do for a living right now, which is I'm a member of an organization called NACEE, North Alabama Center for Education Excellence. We work for the Secretary of Education. So we're a federal organization. We just happen to be based here. So I work for the Secretary of Education. And what she has done is given us a mission to go out and talk to at-risk kids, the ones that came up, not too much money, maybe single unit family and stuff like that, making bad grades. That's what our platform is, but we go way beyond that. And our total platform, we have over 10,000 students. But a portion of our operation focuses on veterans. That's my area, that's my line. I'm the veterans guy. And what we try to do for veterans is reach out to them, find out if they completed all their college that they authorized, use all the money that they authorized from all services. If the answer is no, we take it the next step. Hey, let's get you back in school. You got money on the table, you need to collect it. And we've been fairly successful. We pulled in 129 people last year. That's worth a hand. And I'll give you a couple, I'll give you one example of what we did. We just took in a guy that was homeless. He was living out of a truck. So he was picked up by the coalition of homeless guys. Some of y'all might know Mitch Williams. Some of y'all might know him. Anyway, he referred this guy to us. He was homeless. So, in order for Mitch to get him out of the truck and get him into a path that will lead to a good life, one of the things the guys have to show is an intent to move forward. So Mitch said, hey, if we link him up to you guys, you can give us justification to keep him in a 1-bedroom apartment because he's got a path to success through education. And this program that he was in is one we picked up a grant for. We can do 4 classes. It's a construction class. But at the end of the construction class, guess what? You get a certificate. You get several certificates. And most people think about construction as, building the roads, building potholes. But construction is a lot deeper than that. In our program, you can do construction with being a carpenter. You can do construction with being an engineer, building robots. You can be a construction, building houses. It's all kind of things you can do. Our first class, we had 15 students authorized in that class. We had a waiting list. All 15 graduated. All 15 have jobs. 100% employed. We start our next class later this month, and we already have jobs waiting on those kids. The ones that graduate, they already have a job. So, if you know somebody that don't have a job right now, Oh, by the way, it's free. You don't pay anything. And when you get to that 4th month, the last 3 weeks are paid. It's a paid internship to make up your 4 months. So, you know somebody that might need some help, get some education, don't have money or whatever, we can give them that free. We'll fund it with grants to cover 4 classes. We just finished one, we start the next one. If they want to go, I have some cards back there they fill out. And we can get them in school, get them certified, and get them moving forward. That's the main program that you can sell right now to people you know properly. We have a couple of more. One is the guys that's trying to get into the military. Sometimes they have trouble with ASVAB. They can't do as well as they would like. So we have a program called ACT Bootcamp. What the ACT has to do with ASVAB? It's the same test with a different name. Y'all catch that? It's the same test with a different name. Some of the questions are a bit different. Both of them have math. Both of them have English. They're the same test, trust me. But it's not called the same. And it's geared toward 2 different groups. Anyway, here's what I'd like for you guys to consider. We have 5 weeks to get through this program. There's 4 pieces to the ASVAB. There's 4 pieces to ACT. So what we have is something called an ACT Bootcamp. So, first 4 weeks, 1 week is dedicated to each one of these 4 areas. 8 to noon, 4 weeks. Then we have what I think you guys might be interested in. It's the last day of that program because it covers all 4 areas. 1 day, 1 hour per class. So we've talked to recruiters from all services. We told them about this ACT Bootcamp, and they've been pushing folks that way. So those 2 are directly related to veterans. And the last one I'll talk about, are y'all familiar with Veterans Court?
Yeah.
Yes, Veterans Court. Veterans Court, as most of y'all know, I'm not going to go down the road. I'm going to just say this about Veterans Court. You hang out in Veterans Court for 1 year under Judge Josephine Hall. 1 year, you've done some kind of crime. It's not too bad. You've been found guilty. At that point, you're getting ready to go to jail. So once you get to that point, you have an option. You can continue the normal process and go to jail. Or you can get in vet court. And if you can go through 1 year, your record is clean. It never happened. So you can compete with everybody else. Okay, look. So if you got somebody like that that's in trouble, that program is here in Hawthorne, Madison County. You have to go a long ways to find another. And the lady that runs that, she runs off grants. You know, her job don't cover the expense to take care of those kids. Even something like a piss test, if you will. Oh, did I say piss? I should have said urinalysis.
Golden folk.
We understand piss test.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, they cost money. They cost money. And the only way she can give them those tests like she's supposed to is folks donate money. And so if you all as an organization feel inclined, that's a good organization to show some support to. And back to NACEE again, we are her education link. Some of y'all are probably mentors in that area, in that organization, because guess what? Most of the mentors are sergeant majors. Sergeant majors. Or first sergeant. I said sergeant majors are first sergeants. Because they have the right template for what she's looking for. Somebody that's mean, somebody that's firm, somebody can be the devil. But at the same time, they being the devil, they can be an angel. So she understands all that. And she's not prejudiced. So if you're an officer, warrant officer, guess what? You can still be a mentor. So if you got a lot of time on your hand and want to help some of these kids out, it's a job you can jump on. For us, we provide her with an educational link. In other words, in addition to the mentors trying to get them straight, we try to get them back in the education system. So we work with her, and there's 2 things that people miss out on in education sometimes better. One, GI benefits they authorize. Guess what? They can also get a Pell Grant. They have $67,000 on the table. A lot of times don't know about it. Think about that. $67,000 on the table, they don't know about it. Not because of them Navy office, guess what? They look at you and they say, oh, he's in the Navy, he's in whatever. The military will take care of him. What happens is, when they do that, a lot of times they forget, think about the Pell Grant. And it's just a matter of filling out an application. So we try to break that. So when they come to us, we look at every possible way they can get money. We don't have money, we can find money for them. So that court is one way. We're in the Limestone Correctional Facility, doing tutoring there. And we also work with District 4 Commissioner. They have a program called Focus Forward, which is really a work release program for guys who are about to get out because they've been behaving well. We help those guys get educated.
They had their graduation at my church.
Good
All
deal.
those guys got jobs.
Good deal.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it for me. I have some business cards in the back. A good percentage of y'all already know who I am. So, any questions?
Thank you. Any questions?
I have one concern.
Okay.
That court,
Yes, sir.
will that by any way apply to the guy that may already be incarcerated?
No. You have to be informed. Because where they at there at this point? They've been found guilty and they're getting ready to be sentenced. So there it is, right in front. Either you get sentenced right now or you get in that court right now. And it's not a hard decision. The trouble is, a lot of them have trouble staying in the program. But then the ones that graduate, like I say, they're running for clean. They never have. Of course. Good?
All right, Colonel Sam, we thank you so much.
The thing I want to say is that when I know a lot of you are in different organizations. I know a gentleman back there does something similar to what you're doing, but a different class of people. The thing is, guys, you're aware of these programs. If you go to your American Legion meeting or whatever, your radio control boat club or whatever, and somebody talks about a kid that needs help or a young person, you've got that information to get that kid pointed in the right direction. And that's all I would ask you to do is just pass this information, get it out there into the community so we don't need to build more prisons. We don't. Thank you.
I forgot to mention one thing. I got another hat called AUSA, Association of United States Army.
We never heard of that, right?
Never heard of it. That's what Mike was alluding to earlier. In the state of Alabama, we have 75 JRTC units in high school, JRTC. My job is, as a volunteer, I don't get paid, to try to get a medal to each one of those schools so they can give it to one of their outstanding students. 75 Army JRTC units in the state. We also have a lot of ROTC at the university level. Guess what? I'm responsible for them too. So I have an ambassadorship program going within AUSA where we try to get ambassadors to take over a school. In other words, this person becomes that school's, that GRTC program, single point of contact for what AUSA can do for them. When we present these medals, like we did in Columbia yesterday, they get an AUSA packet, really. What it consists of is a medal that they can put on their uniform. They like the Christmas tree, they like that. They also get a coin from AUSA. They get a free membership from AUSA. But
$50 too.
that's right, that's what I'm saying. But put all that to the side, and what they really want is some money. Because we give each one of them $50. And you're talking about 75 units in the state of Alabama in their hands. Now, what's interesting about that, it goes to the student, but the student don't always get a chance to keep it. One unit, I'm not going to call the name of the school, they're right here local. Their teacher got that money. That kid held it for about 30 seconds. Okay, I can give it to him, but I can't control it once he gets it. And then another case where this kid got his money right, $50. It was all $1 bills. I wrote out like a fan. So it looked like something big, $51 bills. And his mama was sitting like right here. She was as close as she could get to that podium. So this kid was right here, do the regular war presentation, show everybody what he's getting, shake his hand, give him money. His mama was there almost as quick as that money. So, we can give him that money, but we can't control that. Guys, any other questions before I leave? Y'all good?
VVA Chapter 1067, Serving Vietnam-Era Veterans. Never again will one generation of veterans abandon another. Thank you for watching.